Hey, welcome back to the Creekcast. Today is a very special episode. Today we have two special guests.
Hi, I'm Regina. I'm gonna be a guest at the Creekcast, and I'm very thrilled to be here. And I'm gonna be a guest with Ximena.
Hi, I'm Ximena, and I'm also really excited to be here today. Thank you for having us.
Yep. So welcome back. And basically, today we're going to talk about Women's Day. And we're just going to talk a little bit about its origin and its importance and the significance and meaning of being a woman in today's society. So I don't know who would like to start off with the background information.
Some of the special guests.
Of course, basically, Women's Day is celebrated because approximately 180 women protested on wanting to have equal wages because of their hard labors, and those 180 women were killed. So that is the reason why we commemorate the lives of these 180 women, and we try to keep on their memory and for what they protested for.
Yep.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Well, you know.
That's why we have special guests. If you haven't guessed, we're two dudes, so we outsourced this special episode to the best woman we know.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And so, yeah, I mean, definitely some good info to start off the episode. And we'd like to touch on what it means to each of you kind of to be a woman and what it represents for you.
I mean, being a woman, like, as just a person, what it implies for just me, it's great. I love women. I love being a woman. However, that doesn't mean that being a woman in today's society is easy at all. There's a lot of things in society and in the world that just basically go against you just because you were born and identify as a woman. So even though I'm really proud of being a woman and I just think that it's great that this gender exists, it's not really easy.
I completely agree with you because I am too scared to go out, especially at night, and I always feel threatened every time I walk outside of my house or wear something that I would like to wear, So I just usually like to cover up myself, like to avoid looks or everything, but that doesn't stop people from just like whistling at me or screaming. So it's pretty rough, but I am very happy to be a woman.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's one of the terrible parts of being a woman, like the physical aggressions and the verbal aggressions that are like quite direct and literal. However, I think we also face that on a daily basis. Like even if we're not receiving an aggression directly, we have to constantly be like just making up for the fact that we're women and not men. Like when in workspace, in the school, we're constantly having to be like that. We're having to run that extra mile that men probably don't have to run in order to be respected just because we were born women. So we face being catcalled and stuff. We also face having to like make up just for being born women.
That's actually a very important point you did right there. Because by being born as a woman, I feel like I've enrolled myself to being part of all these aggressions and microaggressions directed towards myself and my gender. So
yeah, I think Huerta and I can agree that we definitely don't have to worry about the same amount of things or even think about the same amount of things on a daily basis of like what to wear or just such simple things like that, or where to go, like walking at night and stuff. It's very different.
yeah, one could argue that we have way more freedom than them. So yeah, now we're going to leave you off just for a second to give our ad break. Just remember, we do this to raise money for charity. Everything goes to our personal banks, so don't worry about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cents away from $1.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Bro, the first dollar. Let's go.
That's a big accomplishment, guys.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's a great one.
Ba-ba-boom! You know the drill. New podcast. And of course, same old ad. Thanks once again to Anchor for sponsoring our podcast. I mean, they've just been great. They allow us to do this. If you don't know what it is, well, you really should. You should check out the other episodes. But basically, it's completely free. It's a podcasting app and website that allows you to create your own podcast, distribute it, earn money from it. It's really just a wonderful piece of artwork, I would say. So yeah, go check out Anchor .fm or download the Anchor app. On with the episode. Thanks to Anchor. Welcome back from that amazing ad. Thanks again to Anchor. Remember, all proceeds, if we ever make any, are going to charitable organizations. So, continuing with the episode, we'd like to talk a little bit about the importance of Women's Day in Mexico and kind of the difference of being a woman in Mexico, because as we all know, Mexico has a big issue with feminicides and stuff like this. So yeah, what would be your take, Eva?
Yeah, take it away.
Yeah, let's start by stating the fact that Mexico is one of the worst countries to be a woman. So yeah, there's that.
Hell yeah.
And the feminist movement in Mexico it's always been quite important. However, in the last couple of years, it was completely triggered and it started being something huge. Las Morras started their movement, and the 8th of March is becoming a very important part of our culture. We're starting to protest more, and even now that we're home, we're even like trying to figure out ways to still make all of this noise around our movement, which is very important because, as you mentioned, Masa, in Mexico there are a lot of femicides on a daily basis.
Yeah, there are approximately 10 women who are killed every day just because of their gender. So it's pretty tough being a woman in Mexico because, as Ximena said, Mexico is one of the worst countries to be a woman, and that is a statement published by Forbes on 2020. So yeah, basically we have started to protest against the patriarchy and all of these type of abuses, and a lot of people are in disagreement to the movement because feminists have started to paint on monuments, and just like basically burning pieces of cloth. But the thing is that these people that criticize the woman for just painting a wall or burning just a piece of cloth, I don't know how to word it right now. It's just, it's
so
a bit overwhelming. But it's kind of amazing that they do not put the lives of women into importance, but they care very much about a wall or a piece of cloth.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to say.
As if a life and a piece of cloth weren't on the same level.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, which, to play devil's advocate, so we can kind of look at both sides of the conversation.
Yeah, just a little like advert here. If we say we're playing devil's advocate, we don't actually believe these points. We're just putting them into conversation before we get canceled.
It's way too soon in your career to get canceled, right?
we can't get canceled yet.
Yeah.
So obviously, I think the four of us know people who will think differently to us, and I mean, there's always going to be somebody who thinks differently. So most people take the stand of it's a lack of respect to the country, and that, I mean, that it's just kind of it. That's not how you make your voice heard, and that you have to be pacifist to actually like call attention into your movement. So I don't know. What do you think about that?
Well, the thing here is, I'm gonna like go point by point with what you said. First, you said that doing this stuff, like going against monuments and burning our flag and stuff, it's disrespectful against the country. Well, maybe it is. Like, we're not trying to not be disrespectful to the patriarchy and where we live in. Like, we're not willing to respect a country that has never respected us as human beings. So if we're gonna keep getting killed and we're gonna keep being scared of going out at night, and if we're gonna keep getting paid 19% less than the men, we're probably gonna go against the country and against the patriarchy and against things that were created by the patriarchy. So we're not trying to be respectful to the country. So it's really not an argument against us when people say that it's going against Mexico or the country, because we're going against culture that is machista and that has been against us for our entire lives. So that's the first thing. And second, I think that argument about having to be Pacific in order to be heard is getting a little old, because we've tried, we've really tried. The feminist movement used to be completely different. It used to be, as people would say, it would be less radical. And it just hasn't worked. Like, if pissing people off by burning flags and painting on monuments is going to make us be heard, which is basically what we're looking for right now, we're going to do all it takes. So we're being heard, we're being put in the news. People literally started caring about the feminist movement a couple years ago when monuments were vandalized. And even though probably they don't have the best, how can I say it? They probably don't love the movement, at least they know about it right now. So it's all about being heard, no matter what people think of us.
That also goes back to the origins of the movement, that I mentioned, that 180 women were killed just because they protested peacefully for equal pace. They just wanted enough money that paid for their hard labor. Well, I think it's important to talk about personal experiences. So I don't know. Do you want to start, Xime, or?
However you feel. I mean, there are quite a couple of ideas I get in my mind, but you could start.
Yeah. I'm gonna start with some basic ones. When the teachers always ask for, "Hey, who's a strong boy who can help me lift this chair?" Or I need strong boys to help me lift a lot of things, just like those kind of microaggressions we grew with. I would agree that they are not okay, because it's just like
it puts you in a box.
Yeah, exactly, and makes women of less. Like, just you are a woman, you are not gonna be able to carry this because it might be way too heavy for you.
Of course, and I think in this category goes when sports teachers would be if a woman scores, it's gonna be double the score or whatever.
Yeah, I remember that.
I wanna intervene there. I don't know if I'm completely wrong or being ignorant. That's why we're here, to learn. But usually that was because the girls didn't want to play. At least on my classes, they were like, "Nah, I don't want to play. That's a sport for boys."
Yeah. Because we grew thinking that, just in cult or just told by our families that soccer or football or any sports was a sport for men, and that we shouldn't be playing it because it somehow wasn't good for us. So most of us girls grew up thinking soccer was just not biologically for us. So most of these girls also may say like, I never played football. I did not grew up with this game, and I may not be interested now. So it's not the fact that, hey, I don't want to play. It's maybe just, hey, I don't know how to play, you know?
Exactly. So this is not like going after the teachers because they think women are less good than men or whatever. Because I do understand, and you're right. There's a lot of people, maybe girls in the majority, that probably just didn't want to play that sport. But just as Regina said, it's because society taught us that we're not supposed to play, that we're not good enough. Like when we grew up, we were taught how to play with dolls and how to dance ballet, probably, while boys were taught how to play soccer. So that's why that's probably why they were better at it to some extent, or why people thought that they were better. So it's not going against teachers because they say that, but because they're feeding a problem that society has created.
Yeah, what if that is the best soccer player I've ever met?
Yeah. Like it's my passion, like doing the goals. Yeah. So, yeah, it definitely plays a lot, like not only people around like the whole subject, but figures of authority that enforce these types of stereotypes that each person belongs in a box. It's really harmful, like to our community and the world in general.
Yeah, labels aren't good.
So now like we could move step forward into our podcast and ask the question about the role of men in Women's Day, or changing the way things are. What do you think about that? Anyway,
of course, if we start by your role in Women's Day, which is what's probably closer to us, first we have to start by like acknowledging the fact that Women's Day up until a couple of years ago, maybe 1 year ago, and maybe today, was like not an excuse, but like a day for men to be like, hey, yeah, happy Women's Day, and just don't do anything about it like later, you know?
Like
what women are supposed to do this Women's Day, it's about just like being supportive of what we do, and just don't judge around, don't joke around with the day. Because I remember on the Paro Nacional last year, like just guys at school were like, yeah, let's do like a great day out of it, and let's come to school in PJs and bring snacks, watch movies, instead of actually like just moving forward with the day and not making jokes about it, and acknowledging that it's a moment for reflection rather than just a moment to celebrate.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just so incredibly rude and disgusting that some of these boys were actually just like playing around with that battle. So yeah, I don't have nothing else to say other than I don't know, it's pretty tough to talk about it, but yeah, I do feel disgusted and repulsed against these boys that do not respect our movement and what we are trying to do for women to obtain the rights they deserve, you know?
Yeah, of course, I totally agree. I think it's a lot of like, there's a lot of ignorance around there. So like by this point, it's important to educate yourselves, especially during this month, during that day. Like take the day to actually reflect on what's going on. But an important part too is don't make the day about you. Like, don't be like, yeah, I'm great to women and I have learned already and I'm going to support the movement. Like, don't make it about you. Don't steal women's thunder, because I'm not saying like this is our day and we're supposed to be celebrated, but we are taking over the social media and we're trying to actually like state a message here. So it is important that men stay close, but not too close. Like, don't like overtake the social media and don't make it about men being good to women, but rather about women being empowered and like getting educated from a proper distance.
Yeah, like bring awareness to the problems, like everything.
Yeah, I think like there's two ways I usually see men act, which is kind of either sometimes it's too involved into the movement, and it kind of takes away from as you said, like the thunder, and it takes the spotlight, or it's as you also said, just like joking around and making all these jokes, like women go to the kitchen and making a sandwich. Like, first of all, it's not even funny, but I mean, it seems like, I guess I'll kind of take a hit here to some male egos, but I feel like it does hurt male egos that females like get kind of look for this opportunity to express their pain and what they've been through, and kind of a call for action.
Yeah, there's never gonna miss the guy that's like, well, they kill us too, you know, like that. It always happens in music, you know.
We all know that guy. We all know that guy.
Well, not to call people, but
not to say name, but like, you know.
Te queremos.
Not cool, dude.
Yeah, and again, kind of to finish up with this point and to play devil's advocate, moving on that stance, what do you think? Like, when people say Women's Day, it shouldn't be recognized because there should be like a Man's Day, or like an Asian Man Day, like Asian Week, these kind of things. Yeah. Like, what do you say to that argument?
Men have never been oppressed. Like, I don't know why.
Just to clarify, being oppressed because they are men. Like, we, not because because they're gender. Because I'm pretty sure there's men that been oppressed, like, but because of race or ethnicity
or sexual attraction.
So
I'm sorry I said that pretty much, but thankful that kind of like corrected me. But it's like so this type of men have never been oppressed, and I don't think that there should be a reason for men to feel that way. Like why is there not a movement? Because you don't need it, you know. Because there is Black History Month, there is Gay Pride Month. I don't know about a lot of modern culture, but I think those are the 2 months that are most important because they represent the whole community, you know?
Yeah, and I think there is a lot of recognition for different races and for males who have been oppressed for whatever reason. However, we go back to the same problem. Like, the fact that males get all triggered and jumpy about not having a male's day, or mostly about women having it better than them. It's really funny because it's them like, oh my God, you're stealing the thunder I've had my entire life. You know, like, I get paid enough and I can go out at night and I can literally do whatever I want without like just being punished for making one mistake. But I don't have a day, so everything's terrible. I get killed, you know?
It's
Whoa.
a bit ridiculous at that point. So, that's the only thing I have to say about it.
And it goes back to like, stop making it about you. Like, today and this month is about women. You know, stop trying to take it to males. Like, everything in the patriarchy.
Hashtag men's lives matter.
Of course they matter.
It's not what matters
most. It's just not what matters most in this month.
For any listener, that was a joke. Please,
that was a joke.
Do not come to my house.
As long as you don't tell them your address, I'm sure no one will be showing up.
We have a lot of followers. Really good points, and I think it's a really important conversation to have at home. Try to talk it out, reflect on it. Don't it's kind of a message to inform yourself and educate yourself a bit, I think.
Yeah. So try to be a better person. Try to understand. If you're a woman, keep it going. You can do it. I believe in you. Dude, let's try to help them out as much as we can. Spread the word. You already heard the points here.
Yeah, raise awareness and inform yourself, basically, and that's more than enough to support the feminist movements and just women overall.
Just women, like not even a specific movement, just women in general. It helps all around. Don't be a dick.
Like a last point though here. We would love, we love that males take part of our movement and help us out. However, it's also important to remember that as a man, your role in this movement cannot be poor women, they need help. That's also something to reflect on, I'm going to be a part of it and I'm going to be the best version of myself. Just don't try to, again, make it about males by being all, I'm going to help you and I know what to do and poor women, they need help, because that's exactly what we're trying to get out of.
Yeah, ask for help. Don't be ashamed for trying to be a better person. It's not that bad. Trust me. And overall, those were our takes. Those were
in conclusion, women rule. Don't be a dick.
Those are basically the rules.
It was an honor being part of the Creekcast.
An
Thank you very
honor
much.
Having you both. Remember, follow us on Instagram at @the_crickets. Helps us a lot. Spread the word. Have a fun one. Enjoy Women Month in general, Women's Day, everything.
Women's Month.
Enjoy learning.
Do anything. Inform yourself. Help yourself. So
thanks again for coming on, Ximena and Re.
Thanks for having us.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure for us too.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
We're both really proud of what you guys are doing.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye. Thank you.